It seems pretty amazing to me to come to a city that I actually know a lot about growing up in and just having been up and down the streets for years. I know the area. I don't need a map. And it's quite interesting. It's been 10 years and I kind of like knowing the area and how quiet it is. I want to continue to move on, but I pause to think that this city is pretty nice. I mean, I got ran out by the police, and I'm nervous about that again, still being about as poor when I got ran out as I am today. But there's a lot of comfort knowing I know this area so well. Not the people. The people have certainly changed, and even when I did know more people, it wasn't any extra benefit because I wasn't really close with anybody anyway. You know, my car almost ended up in the Rice Lake Police Department's impound lot. It's over there right now. I hope it stays there. I still face that fix-it ticket or prove that it's still working citation from 10 years ago. So they're dumping water straight from the fire hydrant into this? Like a fire department swimming pool? I used to take this shortcut behind the fire department police station as a trip between my dad's old house and my mom's, and then the trailer court. It's a long distance between each other, but it's a shortcut. I don't see a path. Well, I guess I'd have to take the trail. I'd take the trail now, That didn't exist, it was just tracks before. Alright, I'm on Main Street. They got these weird heater things. They heat up and they're warning about heating. I've never seen. I guess I passed on private property over there. They don't have there's no sign behind that leads behind the building. Rice Lake Police, honor, courage, and integrity. And they kept that car running. I could hear it. It's a pretty quiet car. Yeah, the quietness is not easy to detect by sound. Usually I would be able to hear them. Maybe when it's moving, I hear it. I can hear them better. But rubber tires on gravel, which I'm parked on here, is pretty distinct. A pretty distinct sound. How long have these fish been here? Somebody caught them and just left them for dead. So I can clearly see that somebody is camping underneath the Rice Lake Main Street bridge. I'm gonna just look over on this side, see if there's anything. Yeah, it's a good little spot there. Not too loud. See if whatever's on this side, but I'm curious enough to walk over there. Years ago when I was homeless, I heard a dog barking under the bridge in the winter time, and I told the cops. I don't know what happened after that. So too much meat and protein in general, I think wrecks my colon, and then too many sweets wreck my stomach and esophagus. What may have happened with those fish that are dangling on the end of the bridge attached to a line, all dead, is maybe the person was fishing from the bridge and dropped them accidentally, and they floated down and got caught, more than somebody just left them here. Alright, it's not quite easy to get under here. It's a narrow entryway from this side. Wow, I don't even see how they would... Yeah, you definitely have to enter through the other side. I thought it looked from a distance like they had more room. I think the food coop is out of business. Yep. Wow. Public is welcome. When did they go out of business? I'm spending a lot of time reminiscing about places I've been up and down, all around. I've climbed up in there under the trestles when I was much younger, in my teens or before my teens, quite possibly. There's just so much to reminisce about. I spent too much time in this city, but as I'm older, I'm reflecting now. Just places I've been here and there over the course of multiple years. High school is mostly different. Never had these solar panels. Rows of solar panels. Mostly different. I have memories of the Dairy Queen. It's been there since I was a child. But I would never eat anything from them again. Way too many extracts of various kinds. You know, I would run up and down these streets sometimes between the bars hoping to find a big crowd that I would like. Never happened though. But I kept trying and trying. When you see an egg carton at a skate park, you might think teenagers are egging something, fooling around. If you see egg carton at an old folks home, you might think grandma is baking a cake. The government center. This is where I had to evict a former tenant when I was trying to rent out a whole house in Rice Lake. This is in Barron. I was living in Eau Claire. It was a stressful time because I didn't really know much about renting. I learned a lot. And this is the apartment that I dropped my bird off at. I was silly enough to buy a cockatiel while living at my house. And somebody was happy to take it from me. Some young guy just took it, and he was living there. I remember the Barron County campus. I went to school here for 2 years. I was up and down it in many of the classrooms, probably not all of them. And it has changed since I've been here. I know the main office got bigger, but I think that's it. It's like within 5 years after going here, they got a bigger main office, and then I think that's it. Still about the same size, probably the same number of students. They just wanted more room for the same numbers. And I passed by here a lot, just traveling to Walmart. On my trips to Walmart, I'd pass through here a lot. There's a library over here. It's so weird. It was only 2 years. It's just so weird. I mean, this is the early 2000s. I was dependent upon their Wi-Fi. There was no wireless, and they would offer free paper to print. You didn't have to bring your own paper. They supplied the paper. So I'd bring a little disc to the computer lab here. So it looks kind of short hours. Yeah, I did summer classes too, as well as regular fall. Just took whatever I could, as much as I could. It's crazy. I spent so much time with classes and learning and stuff, and I don't know. The things I learned were not lifelong lessons. They were interesting, but not lifelong lessons. I start feeling sorry for myself and where my life has gone. Start crying a little bit while I'm bringing back memories of being here. There used to be a tennis court here. I played on it a couple times with my dad many years ago. But I start crying about, I just feel like this real sadness about where my life is going. And I hear thunderstorm off in the distance. I'm like, oh God. The reality just snapped me back. I'm still sad though. As I walk around here, I sit here and I wonder, I walk around too. Where did I get the motivation to do all this schoolwork? I don't have that motivation anymore. I had it, and I'm not even exactly sure where that motivation came from. Yeah, I guess I've never really seen anything like this before. It's just regular sand in here. It's been spilling, and it's supposed to be a fast acting. It just looks like regular sand. And this is when it's wet. It's got kind of an oil-based smell to it, I think. Pro-choice. This is in the dugout. Field marking lime. Athletic field marker, and it's spilling all over. Oh my God. This is in the dugout. So he got hit in the face. Two guys got hit in the face. It's kind of an old sign. Is there a grease I could use for my car ignition? Because I'm using coconut oil for the keys on the bicycle locks. Is there a grease I could use for the car ignition? Because it does stick sometimes. All right. Also, I dropped my wallet. It fell out of the bag in my car. I've been getting into a lot of habit of opening this up and then forgetting to close it. And the reason I'm constantly opening it up, even when it's off of me, is because I keep the cameras in here and I put it on the steering wheel. And there's been a lot of times where I suspect a cop might be coming by, so I'm like, oh, better get it open, better keep it open. And then I forget to close it, and I had to dig a little bit to find this wallet. I used to come to this food bank. The utility company gave a little space. It's been there for a long time. And across the street is what's called Quanex. It used to be called Amsco. And like a lot of these companies, they take the weekend off. These parking lots get packed on the weekdays. But on weekends, they look so dead. My dad would have the weekend off. He worked here like 30 years. I think he's retired. He's retired now for sure. He's got like dementia or something, if he's still alive. But he worked here 5 days a week for many, many years, doing whatever, machine stuff. And I visited a couple of times, not too many times. Stopped at the gym. They have a little gym inside. I was able to use for a little while. That was pretty cool. Your place keeps rows and rows of logs. They've done that for years. Whatever they do with it, I don't know. Wow, my camera turned around on me again? I thought I had that covered. Alright, I was just showing the Excelsior plants. I gotta watch the screen. Rice Lake's probably gonna need to change their symbol to an egret. They might have to take this duck symbol, take it off and replace it with an egret, because there's a lot more egrets around. And they're not building on the designated nest sites, they're building on top of electrical towers. So I tried flying the drone, and I was in the middle of this little parking lot, and it started flying towards a building on its own. I'm thinking I need to turn off, and it showed that it had an IMU error. I'm thinking I need to turn off the bypass option when it's. If I have a bypass option, I want it to stop if it sees objects. I don't even want to mess with that bypass, especially flying at night. So flashy right now. I was racing back to my car. I got a little far away. The warnings are strong that something nasty's coming, and it's just like a single cloud. Just a single cloud blowing its way through at 50 miles an hour, causing all kinds of damage. So I'm a big sitting duck outside of my car, kind of a sitting duck inside. Wow. Coming straight for Rice Lake. Yeah, this is not a good sign. When you see so much flashing, it's not like every few seconds, it's like every second. Whoops. You go half zoom and you lose that light ability at nighttime. Alright, it's a heavy rain, but there's not a lot of wind. I think the rain's gonna slow down that wind. I've never seen a road construction guy carry a sign that flashes. See, that's flashing. The only reason I'm recording this bathroom is because I think this is neat. This is a public bathroom. And this is the first time I've seen a sign like that. They actually put a sign up around encouraging people to report, and that seems like a good idea to me. But this is like the first I've seen it. I mean, first I've seen it in a park. Alright, I think I'm going to the library.